What's good, guys? Just Prince TV here. I want to talk about none other than Napoleon from the Outlaws. Now, if you don't know who Napoleon is, he rode with Tupac. He was from the group, when Tupac be screaming Outlaws. Well, Napoleon was one of the members of that group. And he made some very interesting comments. He said Biggie pretty much got himself killed. And I 100% co-sign that. And one thing I don't like about Big, you waited till Tupac to pass away to make diss songs about him. And then you still didn't have the nerve to say his name in songs. Now, I know you're not going to say his name in songs after he passed, but when he was alive, you had more than enough chance to respond back to Tupac and answer to those claims. But you didn't do it. So that gives me two indications. You didn't want the smoke, or number two, you were afraid of Tupac. It was just one of those two. Maybe you just look at it like, hey, it's a waste of my time to battle Tupac and go back and forth in a beef. That's the so-called mature route. But if you're going to make diss songs about the guy, then you got to throw that mature route out the window, because you keep making subliminal disses to the guy. It's cowardly not to mention his name, because he did the manly thing by calling your name out. So there's only two things that come out of beef. You can either accept the beef, accept the smoke, or you could sit there and say, hey, I don't want to beef with this dude because it's a waste of my time. But one thing you don't do is continue to throw jabs at somebody and not say their name. Like, listen to this song, this freestyle that he got, all right? He's talking about blood, blood full your dungarees. He talking about Tupac and A Long Kiss Goodnight. That whole song was dissing Tupac.
Like they hustle backwards. I smoke backwards and Dutchies. You can't touch me, try to rush me. Slugs go touchy touchy. You're bleeding lovely with your spirit above me or beneath me. Your whole life you live sneaky. Now you rest eternally sleepy. You burn when you creep me. Rest where the worms in the weak be. My nine flies, baptized, rap guys with the Holy Ghost. I put holes in most. You hold your toes shaky, slipping trying to break me. Look what you made me do. Brains blue. My team in the marine blue, 6 coupe, skeet it out, weed it out, clean it out. The block for distances, giving long kisses, bitch. Only after say a prayer for you. You know, so they have to do is to pray for your mind. Cause, see, your mind got control of your heart. When it's supposed to be the other way around. Your heart is supposed to have control of your mind. So now I have no feelings for you. White, the medicine, cron's the medicine. I got the lettuce in. You turn green like cucumber skin. Got the new Hummer in the summer when I was the newcomer then. Drugs and Mac 10s, hug from fake friends. Make ends, they hate you. Be broke, girls won't date you. That's why I relate to. Choke your ass out till your face blue. Make you open the safe too. No matter how you call it, this brolic, alcoholic, like it's weed greened out, like it's brick solid. Distribute to kids who take heart like Valentine. Drink Valentine all the time. Slug hit your chest, tap the spine. Flatline, heard with the grapevine. They got fucked 4 times. Damn, at 3 to 9 fucked you up for real though. Swing still slow. As you remorse, we feel no. See, the fucked up thing is that I love you. You know what I'm saying? It's just in my nature to love you. I can't hate you, cause it's not in my nature to hate you.
And Puff Daddy was on there dissing Tupac, but none of them had the guts to say his name out. To me, that's cowardly. No, you resting in peace above me or below me. I mean, all stuff like that. He talking about Pop. Why couldn't you call the man's name out when he was alive? Now, that freestyle, lyric standpoint, it was pretty cool. But at the same time, I can't respect it, dog, because you didn't call the man's name out. You're supposed to be a battle hardcore MC. But somebody like Tupac is challenging you to being a man and being a G, and you don't reply back to it. That's on you. Now, if you was gonna leave it alone, then leave it alone. But don't, I repeat, do not reply back to that man if you never wanted to spoke. That's my biggest gripe with the whole Biggie and Tupac beef. You know, why is it some of these guys only called Tupac out after he passed away? To me, that's wimpy. You know, you got to do it while he's alive. Now, this goes to even some of the artists that I thought is the greatest of all time, like Nas. If you didn't want smoke, you didn't want to beef with Tupac, you liked it, Tupac, then that's another story. But I don't understand these guys that claim, "Hey, man, I was a Tupac fan," you know, blah blah blah. But then you turn around and diss him. Which one is it then? Are you down with him or are you going to diss him? You know. So that's the energy I didn't like that my fellow East Coast New Yorkers was putting out, because it's either one or the other when it comes to beef. It's either peace or war. If you can't make peace, then it's going to be war, right? So you can't sit there and say, "Hey, this is on." I blame this on some of these New Yorkers. I got to call them out. Be fair, because how are you going to sit there and say you like Tupac, you was a fan of him, but then you turn around and diss him? Your words not adding up. You know, if you're going to diss Tupac, then say you don't like him at all, and say, "Hey, I want the smoke." That's what you should have been doing. See, at least Mobb Deep is probably the only group that still kept that same energy when it come towards dissing Tupac. You know, I think later on they would have fixed things up. They would have patched stuff up. You know, but at least they kept that same energy. They weren't going on interviews and saying they were fans of Tupac, you know, while they was dissing him. That won't make any sense. You know, pick one. Which one is it? You know, because if I know I'm cool with somebody and I respect them, I'm not going to go about dissing them. That make no sense. But if I'm going to diss you, I'm going to make sure to see it that I don't like you. You know, I'm going to just make it clear that, hey, we don't rock. I don't rock with you. As simple as that. I'm going to keep that same energy. So Napoleon was 100% correct on, you know, Biggie kind of shot himself in the foot. You know, you should have responded to Tupac when you had the chance, dog. That man made songs about your family, this, that, and the third. And you kind of tuck it, you know, excuse my quote, bending down. No homo. Just Prince TV out. Peace.